Shalom, giving all praise to Yahawah, Qadash. Shalom to the hopefully elect out there. I'm going to title this video, the people that were grafted in Romans chapter 11. I put in the word search, word find for grafted. So it's there 6 times, as you can see. First time it's mentioned is in the 17th verse. The grafted in is not necessarily, I say it that way, not parentheses, brackets, not necessarily the northern kingdom. Like I said, when you teach, you got to qualify, what you're teaching. You got to put it in its right order. When the Apostle Paul made the statement that I am an apostle to the Gentiles, therefore I magnify my office, is not talking about the northern kingdom necessarily. I should even take necessarily out, because the Apostle Paul never went to the Americas. The only places that he went to, well, it speaks about the journeys. There were 5 altogether. They speak about 3, but there were 5. There were 3 major ones. So these were the journey. That's called the journeys to Asia Minor. Let me do this. Let me do this here. And he never went to America. Paul's 3 journeys to Asia Minor. Paul's 3rd, like I said, when you do the research, it was 5 journeys, but there were 3 major journeys. Paul's 3rd journey, Asia Minor and Greece. So you got a map here. Let's see if this can open up. Okay, so this is the extent of Paul's journeys. You see Cicero, you see Tyre, you see Antioch's Syrian. You see Cyprus over here, which is what was that, Kittim. You see Galatia, which you got the book of Galatians. I'm just mentioning the major, Ephesus, the book of Ephesians. Macedonia was way up here. Okay, this is a scale. This is 250 miles, if you know how to use a scale. So we're going from, if we start from here, we're talking about a good 800 to 1,000 miles. And 800 to 1,000 miles is a lot of miles back then. And he didn't hop on a plane. He was on a ship. So he's going in ships, going to these different places. We don't have to do that now. We don't have to do that. You watch videos of brothers. See, if you guys, if you came out to so-and-so, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, that'd be beautiful. Well, wait a minute. You're watching us on YouTube from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I'm pretty sure there's other people watching in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. All right? You don't need somebody. It says in Matthew 10, I believe it's around the 25th verse. I'm not going to go to it. It says, hey, see, the Most High God is doing a lot of videos because Jake be going off, man, on these little things. Even some of the teachers be going off. These people that Paul went to were Israelites, but they were not a part of the northern kingdom. They were Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and a couple of the other tribes of northern kingdom. Now, when you go back to, what is that, Second Chronicles 30, if I'm not mistaken, it tells you that some of the tribes from the northern kingdom went back with Judah because they felt guilty, because the Most High established Judah to be in that kingly position, that all the kings was going to come out of Judah. That's why it says, Judah shall not vex Ephraim, and Ephraim shall not envy Judah. What did it mean by Ephraim shall not envy Judah? You envy because, look, we ain't kings. Judah's got to always be the goddamn king. That's what that meant. So all that's going to be pushed to the side so the tribes can come together. So when the Apostle Paul said, I'm an apostle of the Gentiles, I magnify my office, this is where he magnified it to. The Colossians, people of Ephesus, the people of Cyprus, the people of Macedonia, the people of Corinth. I'm trying to find Corinth, and he caught a whole lot of hell with Corinth, and he cursed him out. I believe that's 1 Corinthians 9, and he said, you know what? He gave him the two fingers, the middle fingers, and said, "F y'all, I'm gonna teach you effers any goddamn way, whether you give me money or not." That's what he said. When you read the story, he pretty much said, to put it in hood vernacular, fuck y'all motherfuckers. Y'all don't want to give me no goddamn money. I'm gonna teach you niggas any fucking way. Okay? That's in Supreme Ebonics. So this is Corinth, right? Them hard-headed people from Corinth. You know, when he dealt with the church of Berea, well, here they are. Wait a minute. These were close together. So he was kind of going to the church of Berea, then he would go, this is maybe, I don't know, 50 miles, a little bit of a journey. Then he would go to Thessalonica. Then he said, look, the Israelites in the Berea, they were more into the scriptures than this church, Thessalonica. And he said, why? Because they searched the scriptures. They studied. They didn't just take my word for it, like Bishop Nathaniel. You know, them guys that follow Bishop Nathaniel, whatever this guy says, they just accept it, because he's either Peter or Elijah. We don't know if he's Peter or Elijah. If Bishop Nathaniel, I don't know how I got into the IUIC, but if Bishop Nathaniel got up one morning and said, the Lord came to me in a vision, and he said, and the way he presented is like nobody ever taught it. And he said, for you morons out there, I never said there wasn't no MOTB. I always taught. That's the way that nigga teach it. That's the way he teach it. But anything he says, if he says the MOTB is the charagma, don't take it, the RFID, guess what? They'll all, maybe 99.9% of them will see it. You might have a few of them that I don't see it, I'm out of here. Y'all niggas getting weak. Y'all following the fucking bums from GMS. Y'all are going off. But anyway, let me get back into it. I'm showing you a graph here. See, Esau does homework before they put a map together. They do their homework, man. You got all these places numbered that Paul went to. Like I said, we don't got to do that no more. We can reach the entire planet with the World Wide Web. Now, why you think the internet is called the World Wide Web? Because you can hit everybody on the planet. So, you know, when you say the grafted in part is talking about the Northern Kingdom in America, no. Ultimately it is, because they will be grafted in most of them be grafted in after the missiles are shot. When the missiles are shot on this place, Babylon, we're going to go around the world and we're going to go to South America, Canada, different places around the world with Jacob, and we will be able to look in their spirit and see that they're ill, or you're from the tribe of Judah. Might look like an Edomite, might look like a Moabite, or you're from the tribe of Gad, or you're from the tribe of this, or you're from that tribe. But North, Central, and South America, Canada, Central and South America, we're going to say, okay, you're Asher, you're Issachar, and so forth. So that's when they're going to be grafted in. The part about in Romans 11 chapter about being grafted in or regrafted is referring to individuals such as Cornelius. So you have to qualify that. In Romans the 11th chapter, when it was speaking about the grafting in, it was talking about the Israelites that were in this region right here. Because you had some of them that knew that they were Israelites that kept the laws. You had others that didn't know that they were Israelites. Where's Galatia at? I got to go into Galatia. Galatia. He cursed them out because he said, you of Galatia, you got a certain group of Israelites telling you got to keep the law, keep the law. I bet you that was IUIC in the reincarnation. You got to keep them laws. The Apostle Paul said, if you go to Galatians 3, he speaks about, it's not about the laws, it's about the faith. When you grow into this thing, that's also in Colossians, being rooted and grounded, then you start to keep the laws. They didn't have to pull me to the side, okay, you've been in this thing 6 months, you should start wearing fringes. I knew that, hey, there's certain people that come into this that's working at a job where they can't grow a beard, and they still don't have a beard because it's still growing. Then they'll tell you, it could be 6 months. He said, you know what, man, I quit that job. I got another job where I can have my beard because I feel guilty about not. You grow into this thing. There's level to this thing. So I don't have to go all into what the grafting means. The grafting is talking about first and foremost. Wait a minute. Let me get this back. The grafting, first and foremost, is talking about the Israelites that didn't know that they were Israelites coming back into the fold. Perfect example is Cornelius. The woman at the well was a Samaritan. She was a heathen. The Syrophoenician woman was a Israelite. All right. So you can understand. And there's groups out there that, even Israelite groups out there, that say that Cornelius is an Edomite because they're regurgitating what they learned from One West. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. When you teach things, you got to qualify things. If you go into Daniel chapter 8, because there's a lot of camps that you get them with Daniel chapter 8, they're going to get stuck on that, especially if they don't watch the GMS videos. And they'll read from Daniel chapter 8, and they'll say that that's talking about this devil and this time. No. Daniel chapter 8, and I did countless videos on it. Daniel chapter 8 already took place. There's no future prophecy in Daniel 8. There's no future prophecy in Daniel 11. There's no future prophecy in Daniel 9. However, there's a future prophecy in Daniel 7 and Daniel 2. So like I said, qualify everything. Because you got guys like Vocab that will, pull your coattail on that. He did it recently with what is this? IUIC with Bishop Nathaniel. He showed them when they were teaching that the new moon is when the moon is dark And if you can't see it, you're confused, and you're going off, and you got to get from this confusion. That's what they said. And I did a video on that. I took, but so guess what? Vocab Malone was correct. Then he said, let's jump forward to 2016. Oh, the full moon is a new moon. If you can't see that, you're simple. You got demons on you. So guess what? Hey, it says, it speaks about study. Matter of fact, let me go there. Let me end on that. Let me read it the right way, and I'm going to end on that. 2 Timothy 2. I'm sorry, 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Father, a workman needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So Vocab Malone played on that because he took videos of IUIC back in 2012 or whatever. The new moon is when the moon is dark. If you're teaching anything else, the spirit ain't dealing with you. You're bringing confusion. Don't follow the mother guys if they teach otherwise, because they're going off. We did the research. Trust us. The spirit's dealing with us. The spirit's not dealing with you. Two, oh, the new moon is the full moon. And if you can't see it, you got demons on you. So guess what? Like I said, I'm saying this again. Sound like a broken record. Vocab Malone played on that. That's why you gotta what you say, you gotta keep that same energy. Meddle not with them that are given the change. Anyway, with that, I'm gonna say shalom.